Welcome back everyone to another episode of Cooking with JJ. In this week's episode, I'm going to be making a very special Chinese dish called Buddha's Delight. The perfect way to bring in the Lunar New Year. This dish I used to enjoy from time to time when I would frequent Casino Rama with my friend Christine back in the day. It was a dish that I always looked forward to enjoying. In this week's episode, I'm going to be introducing to you a few unusual ingredients. But never fear, if you're not keen on trying those ingredients, you can always swap them out. I'm really excited to get started on this recipe and of course enjoy it in the end. So without further ado, let's head over to the kitchen and get cooking! Here are elm ear mushrooms, aka Yu-er or Juji. If they are a different shade on either side, it's a good sign there are no chemical dyes used. Also, the higher price tag may indicate better quality. Soak these mushrooms overnight in room temperature water. At this stage, it's important not to use boiling water because it will affect the texture negatively. You may keep these in the fridge covered overnight. It is a good idea to consult a Chinese person who has cooked with these in the past. You can see how much these have expanded, and it was only 2 pieces. Drain the water and rinse them thoroughly. Here are shiitake mushrooms. The dried flower variety are supposed to be better quality. And of course we're going to soak these. Soak your shiitake mushrooms with room temperature water and make sure they're fully submerged. Using a plate is useful. You can soak them for a few hours or overnight. Feel free to pop these in the fridge. Here's our dried bamboo fungus. It is quite fragile this way. We're going to soak it for 15 to 20 minutes. Once it's soaked, it won't be as fragile. This is what it looks like in the wild. Here's our bean curd crust. This has already been fried up. I'm hydrating it for our texture preference, and this will remove any excess oil. Here's our rinsed elmwood mushroom. I'm going to show you how to carefully prepare this. You can tell which part was attached to the tree by the thickness. We're going to be removing this thicker part. Carefully cut it out. This will also remove the strong resinous taste. You can see it's more gelatinous. Separate the layered pieces. I cut them into medium pieces so we can have the wavy, snappy texture without it being too overwhelming. When cooked, it has a unique springy texture with a clean al dente bite. For adventurous spirits. Our shiitake mushrooms are rehydrated now. We've drained the mushroom liquid and we're going to save it. We'll strain the liquid with the cheesecloth to remove any particles. Remove the stems from your shiitake mushrooms. And slice them up into strips. If you prefer to cut them a different way, that's completely fine. We've rinsed our bamboo fungus and we're going to squeeze out any excess water. Don't be afraid to give it a firm squeeze. Just don't tear it apart. I've strained the bean curd crusts. Remove any water. Now with the bamboo fungus, we're slicing off the tops and the bottoms. We're cutting the middle portion in half. The cap and the stem can be more pungent in taste and smell. The base is quite tough with a little hole, and the cap is often slimy. The middle part of this is prized for its lace-like appearance, and this is the part that tastes better. Here are seafood mushrooms, and no, they are not seafood, they are mushrooms. We've cleaned these up and we're going to keep them whole. And I'm cutting some celery on an angle. I'm cutting grooves around our carrots so we can make a floral type shape. You can cut the carrots on an angle or just make simple slices. Now with our mini Napa cabbage, I'm cutting out the white parts, and I'll simply tear the leaves apart. Then you can cut slices of the white base. These pieces will take a bit longer to cook. I'm cutting matchstick pieces of our bamboo shoots. Bamboo shoots can be found in a can. I'm going to be using some red fermented bean curd. I'm taking out a couple of tablespoons and mashing it up. You want it to be easy to mix into the dish. I'm using a couple of tablespoons of tamari and vegetarian oyster sauce that contains no oysters. We'll use a couple of teaspoons worth, and about a tablespoon of our Chinese cooking wine, a couple of teaspoons of raw sugar, and a couple of pinches of white pepper. Now we have all our ingredients ready to go. Now onto our blanching. We're going to blanch our Elm Ear mushroom for 3 minutes. Add the carrots at the remaining 1 minute and 30-second mark. The corn will be blanched for 1 minute and 30 seconds. And so will the cauliflower. Finally, blanch the bamboo fungus for only 30 seconds. In our hot oiled pan, we've added our chopped ginger and garlic. Allow it to get fragrant. Add the red fermented bean curd and stir it up. Then add the elm ear mushrooms. Let it cook for a minute and then add your shiitake mushrooms. After a further minute, add in your carrots, cauliflower, and baby corn. Then add the hydrated bean curd crust. Add in a splash of the Chinese cooking wine. Add in the celery and the whites of the Napa cabbage. And then add the snow peas. Add in your sauce mixture. Then the seafood mushrooms. Add in the Napa cabbage leaves, some of the mushroom stock, add in a little sauce if you feel you need it, and gently stir in the bamboo fungus. We've hydrated our vermicelli noodles, aka bean thread noodles. Gently mix them in. And then add a cornstarch water mixture to thicken the sauce if needed. Turn off the heat. For my personal touch, I added some chili flakes. Then finish it off with some sesame oil. Toasted will give it a more aromatic flavor. Now it's time to serve everything. It's that time again, everyone. I get to try our Buddha's Delight. Perfect dish for the Lunar New Year. We get a nice combination of textures and flavors here. The main thing is you want a nice combination of textures and flavors too. The one ingredient I recommend not skipping is the shiitake mushrooms. When you buy the shiitake mushrooms dry and rehydrate them, there's more of a depth of flavor. It provides that umami flavor. In place of the elm ear mushrooms, feel free to use cloud ear. They're much more delicate and more readily available. With the elm ear, there's a little bit more work involved. So there you have it, everyone. Another delicious recipe to add to your recipe booklets. Something to bring you into the Lunar New Year with a fiery start. It is the year of the fire horse. And remember, if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and hit that little notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Until next time, this is JJ signing off, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Gong hei fat choi! San Nin Fai Lok!